Yeah. I walk for miles inside this pit of danger. I walk alone. Seriously though. Welcome back to the Smallville Retrospective. I'm Scotty. You're not. And we're talking about season 6, episode 8. Entitled Static. And as you can tell, this is the episode where Batista shows up. But I've always been kind of disappointed by this episode because I was really hyped. Because like I said, I had, what was it, Disney Adventures magazine or something I was reading where they showed, it was WWE magazine, that's what it was, WWE or SmackDown magazine at the time, talking about the WWE superstars that were going to be on Smallville. I was like, oh, Batista and Kane and Ashley, because SmackDown was on the CW at the time, so there's a little crossover thing there. But, I remember when I first watched this episode, I was disappointed that it wasn't the main plot line. The actual main plot line concerns Lex. It's about Lex being kidnapped by a meteor freak, while Clark is in Seattle tracking down this zoner. So it's a meteor freak of the week and a zoner episode rolled into one, and I just find the meteor freak stuff is, we've done this before. It's someone who kidnaps Lex. He tells someone that it's because there's a secret place where there are people who are being experimented on because they were affected by meteor rocks. He takes someone there. It's gone. And then we have a climax. Seen it like 2 or 3 times before this. They've done it before. It's getting kind of... It's like people getting knocked out so Clark can do stuff. And sometimes people get knocked out for no reason, like Lana getting knocked out in that one episode by Baron. Just, I don't know. It's repetitive. Sick of it, to be honest with you. But, yeah, we saw off in the Lex mansion, the Luthor mansion. And there's a code, 124, or 142. 142. Code 142. 2319. Ah! Shh. I need to review Monsters Inc. 2319. It's just a sock. But yeah. And during this, Lex disappears like he's static, and then he's by himself. There's no one else there. Credits. Somebody save. No Lois. No Oliver. No, Martha. Everyone else is here, though, including Jimmy. Yeah. So, Lana is immediately thrown by this. And, like, as soon as this happens, Lionel takes over completely and is like, oh, don't let her see the footage. Blah, blah, blah. Like, she's not allowed to know anything. And, yeah. Like, and that's another thing. I'm just sick of this. Every time something big happens with her family, someone, either Lionel or Lex, usually Lionel, has to come cover it up. And it just keep... Like, why can't we just expose something? Like... And even if we're not going to expose something, why can't we, like, it feels like we have to block certain things so that this can fit an hour runtime. Well, Clark, in the fucking B plot of something that should be the A plot because it was stippled all over the WWE magazines at the time, and they had behind the scenes vignettes about it. It's a fucking B plot. Clark tracks down a zoner named Aldar, played by Batista, to Seattle, and where these people are being eaten through their bone marrow. There's no bodies left. He's just, because the bone density is getting down. Yeah, just Yeah. Clark poses, like he shows up, and the lady's like, "Oh, you must be that first year med student I was waiting for." Convenient, she was waiting for someone, and we never get a reveal of the real one showing up. She's like, and he's asking these questions, and I'm just like, at no point is she like, "Wait, you asked me a lot of questions for a med student." No, she's answered all these questions. Bone marrow's gone, blah blah blah, and then he poses someone else to ask about it, and all the bone marrow is gone. Are these all from the ship? Which I think is a nod to Dracula, because he was on a ship from somewhere, and all these people are dead, so they guess a nod to Dracula, but it's bone marrow instead of blood. And then the other two are dock workers. They're all except for two who are dock workers. Yeah. Meanwhile, we meet our mysterious villain. I'm just going to call him Glasses because I don't remember his freaking name. But I do think he was also in an episode of Supernatural during this same year. During the episode with Andy. Because I swear, he's like, "Are you talking about Andy? Andy's awesome. I swear it's that guy. I swear it's him. I don't remember the character's name. It's a weird name like Weez or something. I don't know. Weeds? Weeds was the character from Are You Afraid of the Dark. They had weird names on that show. Weeds, Ouija. Wah! No. Yeah. Lana recruits Chloe and Jimmy to help try to find Lex. At one point, they go into the room. Like, this is weird, because when Lex first transports in, there's no one there. But then later, when Chloe and Lana walk in, it's implied he can see them, but they can't see him. So why was it empty when he got transported there? Are you telling me that the Luthor Corp security and Lana were pushed out that quick? I don't know. They go in there, and they're trying to hack in and get into the system, and looks like it's your birthday. Your birthday is the... Yeah. Which Chloe later figures out, and then she's just got all this information. She looks at the thing. There's something else there, you know, and then this guy, he just calls her, "Hey, you want to know where Lex Luthor is? You gotta meet me somewhere at the docks or something." He's like, Lex is working on this place called 33.1, which is a plot point that will come back, and I need you to believe me that it's there, and if you do, then I will let Lex go, but you have to take me there. I'll take you there. They're able to get in somehow, and by the time they get there, of course, it's all... How many times have we done this? It's like once per season we do this shit. They're experimenting, and then they get there, it's all gone. Right? But, yeah, it's gone. Which I expect, it's going to be gone. There's no way, you know. It is implied that... I think it's actually revealed that Lionel did have something to do with this. And Clark is separated from this plot as he's in Seattle tracking down Aldar. Yeah, and then there's a big chunk. Like, we focus on that, and there's a big chunk of... We're just focusing on Lana and the rest of them. And then we'll go back to Clark. And it's one of those things where it's like... The villain is defeated because he tries to fight Aldar and he can't. He tries to use Raya's crystal. It doesn't work because it only works on phantoms, we find out. And so then he gets his ass kicked. And then we focus on Lana. And then for the rest of the runtime, Jimmy is somehow a radio wizard despite being a photographer and can hook up a ham radio. And he's trying to get the frequency. He can hear the sounds from when they were in the mansion. But magically, the footage is now gone. It's been cleaned because Lionel's erasing shit. I don't know. I guess somehow it tells you who's been watching the... I don't know. But they use Jimmy to jerry-rig the thing to try to figure out how to get him back with the frequency. And that's a lot of extra work when all you needed to do was to... Because they kill off the dude. Because, like, the guy shows up and attacks them and he goes to jump to another, because he can see lights. So she grabs onto him and she jumps to another frequency. That's his powers. He can go to another frequency, which is like another plane of existence. And he takes her there. And he and Lex have a confrontation where Lex ends up stabbing him with a knife. That should have freed them. Because we've seen before that once someone dies, their powers wear off, right? Especially with meteor freaks. So why didn't they return? Lex finds out that Lana's pregnant because she basically tells him, she's like, I don't want to have this baby alone. He's like, so they're, yeah. And they embrace, they kiss, and then Jimmy gets the frequency to come back, and no one comments on the dead guy laying there. She's just dead. And yeah. Meanwhile, in Seattle, Clark tracks down Aldar, and they have a bit of a fight, and it looks like Aldar's going to win until somebody shows up, mysterious person. Played by Phil Morris. That's a reveal for later, but let's just say that. And that's what the actor is. He burns Aldar's back, I guess, and that kills him, I guess, and then you see, did you do that? Did you help me? And then his eyes glow red and he flies up with this red. Why there's a red trail behind him, I don't know, but yeah, who is it? We'll find out later. In an episode that makes no sense for this character to show up. I always found it weird how they revealed this character and why it had to be in that way. We'll get to it in that episode, but the episode's titled Labyrinth, by the way. If y'all want to watch it. Maybe you can watch the rest of these two. Yeah. Lex confronts Lionel about everything being moved. Because at first they show that Chloe and Jimmy are there. Like, how the hell did they get in there? Then they reveal Lana is there and Lex gave them clearance. Well, because there's no evidence now, but like, they left the cables there, which implies there was something more than just a regular level. Why wouldn't you get rid of I don't know. Electrical cables. Yeah. Well, I thought that Lex would bring us here if there was anything. Yeah, well, Jimmy's on the case, I guess. And Lex confronts Lionel about moving that, and Lionel says, I'll tell you where it is if we work together on this. And you maybe think, well, he's going back to being evil. But I think Lionel also wants to keep an eye on this, just in case. I don't know. Then we get a scene in the barn where Chloe talks to Clark about what happened. He's like, oh, the crystal didn't work, and there's somebody who has abilities I can only dream of. By that I mean he can fly, because they won't allow that. And then we get one final scene with Lex and Lana. They're talking, and he goes, there's one thing that I want you to know. And he opens up a room. At first you're thinking, oh, he's going to show her. But no, it's a room full of flowers, and then he proposes. End of the episode. So, yeah. For a WWE fan like me, this episode was disappointing. Because especially since they've sort of made the zoners the main villains of this season, right? That's the whole thing. But I remember when I went to watch this episode, first I was trying to find it, and I'm like, where's Batista? And this episode's static. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense with his character, because I remember reading, I remember seeing the thing, each bone marrow, and like, how does that have to do anything? And because the episode is more focused on the Lana plot than the Zoner plot, which should be the main focus, especially if you are promoting this episode, guest starring WWE's own Batista. And he's a small role. Kane gets a bigger role in his episode, if I remember correctly. I'll give it a 3.5. It's fine. There's a lot of suspense in this, and it works for what you want it to. So, yeah, I'll give it a 3.5. So maybe that goes out of 5. But what are your thoughts on this episode? Let me know in the comments. Somebody should like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scott, and I'll see you in the next one.